Next up in line to the ICE slaughterhouse seems to be the Chevy Camaro, which doesn't really have a future. So this is an article from Motor Trend here. The Chevy Camaro dies in 2024 and will be replaced by an electric sedan. So in this video, I'm gonna take the Chevy Camaro and redesign it into what they think it's going to be in the next generation, which is an electric sedan. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that is going to go. So let's see here in this Motor Trend article what's really going on here. So they say it will die, the Camaro will die in 2024. Currently, the two-door gas-fed Chevy Camaro is without a future, but it has a futuristic replacement. That replacement is an all-electric sedan. And they continue here, at least the four-door that's slated to succeed the Camaro is billed as a performance sedan. I don't know if that really matters to Camaro fans. General Motors is of course in the midst of a huge transition towards electric vehicles. By 2035 we know this law that the government is trying to put in place is that the automakers hopes to go all electric by 2035. I know this will be, I think it's a law already in the UK that by 2035 you can't sell any more gasoline cars, no longer selling gas or diesel powered cars, trucks or SUVs. Read between the lines, and GM isn't merely tearing up its internal combustion lineup and starting all over with electric only, nor will it blindly adhere to its 2035 goal if the market hasn't shifted to support such a move. And I think that's a good idea by GM to do this, because I think there is going to be a lot of tension moving into all electric vehicles, specifically from American brands such as Chevy, and specifically cars like the Camaro. We can just think about the Ford Mustang turning into an electric crossover. I mean, the good news here is that at least Camaro is not going to turn into some, they're just gonna slap the Camaro name onto some electric crossover like Ford Mustang, but at the same time it's going to be an electric sedan. I don't know if that's better than an electric crossover. To me it feels like they should just start over, and I don't know if it's a good idea to bring these names Mustang, Camaro, and slap them onto things that has nothing to do with the past of that specific model, even though it's great for marketing obviously, and the Mustang Mach-E wouldn't be as successful if it was called something else and not a Mustang. So if you think this means that there is hope or prayer for Camaro may live on yet its current form or be redesigned for a 7th generation, we have some bad news. As our friends at Hot Rod reported recently, the 6th generation Chevy Camaro lacks a replacement right now. Right now we don't have a replacement for a Camaro yet. GM is sunsetting the Alpha platform on which its pony car rides, and it's likely that this will actually be based on the new Chevy platform. That's an EV platform that they revealed a while ago.
We don't judge cars by the rev of an engine, but by the hum of progress.
It's supposed to be a platform they're gonna build a bunch of different type of cars onto. They say that the Camaro name might live on, however, which brings us to the performance electric sedan, transitioning an iconic muscle car from a two-door to a four-door recalls Dodge revival of the Charger nameplate. And we know that even Dodge is making big electrification moves in the coming years, having already previewed an all-electric muscle car that looks like a retro-futuristic Challenger. I mean, that's going to be pretty interesting to see. But at the same time, you know, muscle cars, I've said this before, this whole electrification of cars, I'm for it for 95 or even more, 98% of all the cars out there. Because all the cars you see when you're driving to work in the morning, all the commuter cars, all of these cars should, in my opinion, no problem, turn them electric. That's not a big deal because you only use them to take you from point A to point B and back. But for specific cars, for supercars and hypercars, and maybe even muscle cars such as the Camaro, I think that we should still have the option to have them gas powered with massive engines and V8s and the rumble of the whole experience of driving such a car. I think if you turn them all into electric, we're losing a big part of the heart and soul of the cars. And in addition to that, which I've said in a recent video as well, I think the design of the cars today, we're both losing the heart and soul of the car by ripping out the V8s and putting out a battery, but that means that we need to have some even more exciting exciting outside design of the cars. And I'm not sure, you know, if they're gonna do this to the Camaro, if they're gonna turn it into an electric sedan, they better have the design right and not turn it into some sort of product design looking thing, because that will totally butcher everything that has to do with a Camaro. I think Mustang Mach-E did a pretty decent job with that, turning, you know, keeping the emotion in the Mustang and have it be more fluid and automotive designy instead of product designy, which seems to be a trend now for some companies. Expect the Camaro's electric sedan successor to utilize GM's Ultium battery tech. That's what I'm talking about, the platform. Don't worry too much about performance, because we know that the Hummer, for example, has 1,000 horsepower and what was it, 11,000 pound-feet of torque, which just seems insane. It seems like if you go max torque with the Hummer, it's going to stop the Earth rotation with 11,000 pound-feet of torque, and it's said to be Porsche quick to 60, the Hummer we're talking about here. So putting this platform in a sedan, I'm guessing with the drag and the wind coefficient, the drag coefficient is going to be even faster than the Hummer here. So let's jump into Photoshop here and let's talk about this design and what needs to be changed on the Camaro to turn it into a proper sedan. So here is the regular traditional good old Camaro with a two-door setup and a coupe style. What we're going to do here, I'm taking this design because I'm not a fan of the recent Camaros. I don't think they look good. Not graphically, the proportions are still the same as this one, but they kind of messed up the graphics in the recent Camaro. So I'm choosing this to redesign into an electric sedan. I mean, let's get going here. So first of all, we have the grille. As you know, we don't need as much cooling when it's an EV. I think I'm just gonna cover this up, cover this whole place up with just body mass. Maybe have some you know, hexagon patterns in here or something to resemble a grille or differentiate this part from the rest of the panels right here. These can be all clean while we have some sort of pattern where the grille is supposed to be, if that makes sense. Other than that, we have to, of course, extend the greenhouse here. We need to extend the wheelbase, so the wheel is going to sit somewhere. Instead of having the endpoint here, we gotta move it back, not by too much, but a little bit like this, and then have the wheel sit something out here. That means that the whole body is going to be longer. We're gonna have the C-pillar starting a lot sooner here and stretch wider, obviously, because we're gonna have to put in an entire new door here. So this door is going to look something like this, go back here and then dip down here. So we have 4 doors like this. The greenhouse itself is going to have to raise up a little bit because it's gonna look weird if we have the same kind of height of the greenhouse, but now we're stretching it longer. It's not gonna be a good design. And also we need to keep in mind the rear axle, the positioning of the rear axle. If we have it too far back, it's going to look not like a sedan. It's going to look very weird, and I don't want this to look like the Mercedes EQS, for example, that you can tell is an EV. I'm not a fan of those shapes where you have the whole, if you put out the greenhouse like this, the wheelbase of the car, and then we have an EV. If we have a regular car, we need to have a hood here to of course have the place for the engine. But if we have an EV, what we can do is what it did with the EQS, for example, is just to stretch out the entire greenhouse so that it looks almost like a bubble like this, and I'm not a fan of that kind of shape. It works for Mercedes, I guess, but it would not work for the Camaro here. We can't turn this into one of these EV bubbles of design. It still needs to have a muscle car design. As I said, the design is going to be even more important now if we're turning the Camaro into an electric sedan. Then we need to emphasize the muscleness on the outside even more because it's lacking it under the hood. One good example of this is the Ford F-150 Lightning. I think they just nailed the design and they know their customers. I think the Ford F-150 customers, they don't want the Cybertruck because it's too far off the path that they know how to use a truck and what a truck is supposed to be like and look like. If you venture too far from that path, you're gonna lose a lot of customers. So I think Ford did a fantastic job with the F-150 and nailing that design, keeping the traditional looks, but instead of having an engine in front, you have a massive extra cargo space there. So we're going to do something similar in terms of philosophy with the Camaro here when we redesign it right now. So guys, it doesn't really matter whether we want to have EVs, muscle cars turning into EVs, hypercars turning into electric hypercars, or not. It's going to happen anyway, sooner or later. But as I said, I hope there will still be a market for internal combustion engines for specific cars and specific brands. It is kind of sad when you see these legendary cars and models that's been, you know, synonymous with a clear driving experience where you have a lot of feeling and emotion when you turn on the key and you feel that rumble of the engine. To have those kind of models that have been hammered in with that kind of experience now being phased out into these consumer electronic products instead. And that's what I'm, you know, the only way to counter that is, in my opinion, to create an even more astounding outside design. It's not going to be an easy thing to do. It's going to be, I think, honestly, we're going to see a lot of interesting approaches when it comes to how companies are going to solve this EV transition. We're going to have cars like the Ford F-150. We're going to have car styles or philosophies like the Mercedes EQ series, where you have a bubble nest to it. And we're going to have a style where you have something in between, and brands just throwing stuff on the wall. For example, we have a good example of that in BMW. We have the traditional good-looking 5 Series in one end of the spectrum. You have the super awkward, weird-looking proportions, graphic, everything of this car. The iX, BMW iX, is just such a, in my opinion, bad car design. It might be a good product design, but when it comes to automotive design, the iX compared to the BMW 5 Series in the same kind of spectrum, in the same time period, that shows you just how different, how interesting of a time we are in right now, specifically when it comes to car design. So what I want to do here, as I said, I want to kind of patch up the front end because we don't need that much cooling. We do need some cooling underneath for the battery pack, so we're going to have some opening in the bottom of the front end. We can have some openings as well for maybe brake cooling or something like that on the sides, but that's about it. We don't really need more cooling in the front. And to have just open spots for the sake of looks is not going to help the drag coefficient either, or the range for this car. So if we're gonna have an electric car, we need to think about the range as well. So even though we might want to have some open spaces in the front just because it's going to resemble a traditional ICE car, it really doesn't help the mission of having an EV. So covering up the front end is going to help the drag. It's gonna look weird when you put cover on such a recognizable face here as the Camaro, but it's still a fun project. And I think it kind of looks good as a sedan. We just need to figure out the front end of this car. But having the Camaro, the styling of it and the lines of it, we need to, of course, the styling, the graphics that we have on the side, for example, down there at the door, that line that sticks up, we can't just have it be the same length now as the original Camaro. That's gonna look weird. We need to have it be extended all the way back. And that's one of the changes I'm gonna do here in the very end of this redesign. But it's a fun experiment, and I'm looking forward to actually seeing how Chevy is going to solve this problem. And also, I'm looking forward to see how they're going to market a Camaro sedan EV. That's probably more interesting than the shape itself. How are they gonna turn muscle car Camaro fans into fans of an electric sedan that has the name Camaro? I mean, Ford did it with a Mach-E, and that's even a crossover, so I'm sure there are ways to pull this off, but it's not going to be an easy challenge, that's for sure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.